Hey guys, so today we are going to be looking at the basics of setting up and using your 35mm camera. So without further ado, let's get into it. So, you just received your new 35mm camera and lens in the post. You're wondering how you use it, how you set it up. So we are going to go through from the start. Let's do it. So we're using the Canon AE-1. This is my 35mm camera. Love it. It's quite cheap and pretty simple to use. It's a good entry level camera, I think. So yeah, that's what we're going to be working with today. So when it arrives, you're probably going to find that it's in two separate pieces. So you've got the camera body and the lens, and we're going to need to mount them together. So you're going to want to set up your lens to get ready to put onto your camera because it screws on, and I'll show you how to do that. So on the front here, on the front of the lens, you're going to have a little symbol that says A for auto on your aperture, and a little red dot. I'll show you a close-up now. You're going to want that red dot to be just before the A, just so it makes life easier, because otherwise it ends up locking. It's a whole thing. But yeah, anyway, to keep it simple, just keep that red dot just before the A. And then you're going to look on your camera, and again, you're going to see there's a red dot on the front of your camera as well. So this is pretty straightforward. You just need to line the two red dots up. So we get our camera, we got our lens. You're going to want to put the lens up to the front of the camera like so, and make sure, I'll do it around this way so you can see a bit better. Make sure it's flush on there. And you're going to want to start turning this ring clockwise. If you're, say you're looking down the lens. So if you look down the lens, you're going to want to turn the ring clockwise and just tighten it down a bit, and then that is your lens secured on your camera. Right, so step 2, we're going to want to put film in the camera so we can use it because it's a film camera, obviously. What film does is you take a picture, the shutter door opens inside the film camera, letting light seep through onto the film. And the film basically does some chemical processes, basically exposes the picture. So the more light that goes onto it, the lighter it's going to be. All the light that hits your eyes, so everything that you can see, it's just going to hit the film. So it's going to expose it onto the film. I hope that made sense. So yeah, we're going to want to put film in our camera. So basically, we've got this little boy here. You're going to want to lift that up, basically on the other side to your shutter. Your shutter is here. You're going to want to lift this bad boy up, and that should pop open this back door. I've got my film here. I'm going to try not to hold this in front of the light too much, just in case any light seeps into it. We're using Portrait 400, a very highly regarded film. This is one of the best films that you can get. It is pretty expensive, but it's very nice to use. If you're just starting off, I recommend some cheaper films. I started off on Kodak Gold 200. That's pretty good. It's nice and warm. What's some other ones? Kodak Tri-X 400 is pretty good as well. That's black and white. That's still a little bit expensive, but I'll leave the links to some good films down below. But anyway, you've got the back of your camera just here. Got to make sure to hold it up to the light. And you're going to see this recess just in here where we lifted up that tab. You're going to want to get your film with this little knob on the bottom facing down. You can also tell because the film kind of curves downwards, and at the lowest point you're going to want to put that at the bottom. So we put that in like so it sits in there, and you're going to want to push that thing down just a little bit, just so it holds it in place. Next, we're going to pull the film. I need to stop focusing on my face, man, like seriously. So we're going to pull this film across to the other side. And basically I'll show you some close-ups now because it's going to be quite hard for me to show you. But you're going to want to tuck the film inside this little slot just here. And whilst you're holding it in there lightly, you're going to want to advance the film using this lever. And it should click in like that. After we do that, you're going to want to press the shutter release button, which is here. I have a little cap on mine, yours will probably be flat, but it's just on top, just at the front. You're going to want to press that so it takes a picture. It's not going to do anything at the moment because this film's all blank pretty much. So you're going to want to do that. You're going to want to advance the film again checking that it's all sitting in the correct location, which is on these splines just here. We've got some splines in here that the film has cutouts on the outer edge and they need to sit in these splines. So now that you can see that they're engaged properly, we're going to close this back door and push the tab down the rest of the way. Take another picture. So now we know that our film is nice and safely secured in the camera. You're going to want to advance the film a few more times. Take a picture. And then last time, I'll just let you listen to this. Oh yeah. But that was the last time. The reason we do this is if you have a look on the top of the camera, I'll show you a close-up again, but there is a little indicator here telling you how many shots that you have left. It goes from 0 to 36, because there's generally 36 exposures, pictures in a roll of film. We're basically advancing the film to get it to that first frame that we can use. So on the top of the camera you'll see 0.2, 4, 6, and the dots are all the odd numbers, so the first dot will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. We're now ready to shoot. We've got our film and the camera, we've got the lens on, nice, and yeah, ready to take some pictures. I'm just going to run you through the simple way of using it. I'm not going to go into exposures and apertures and everything because I just want to get you set up and using the camera. So firstly, we're going to want to set the camera up to know what film it has inside. So we have Portra 400, it has an ISO of 400, hence the name Portra 400. And we have a little meter just here. We're going to adjust this so we're telling the camera that we have 400 film in there. Vice versa, if you put like a 100 speed film in there, you'd set this to 100, 800, 800 and so on. So we're going to lift this little tab up and we're going to twist it round till the dial says 400. So now you're ready to shoot. So we just need to set our shutter speed, our aperture, and we are good to go. So the shutter speed, as you may see, is on the same dial as the little isometer that we just set up. You're basically going to want to twist that to whatever value you need. I'm not going to go too in depth, obviously. There's plenty of videos out there telling you how to expose properly, how to set your shutter speeds properly, so I recommend getting a little bit of basic knowledge before taking any pictures, or you can just go for it, test it out, see what's good for you. It's all about the fun, isn't it, really? So we're going to set our shutter speed. So we twist the dial, the same one as the ISO meter thing. We twist that, say it's a sunny day outside, we're going to go 500 to 1000, very quick shutter speed, lets less light in. We're going to do that, and we're going to set our aperture to whatever the light meter says inside. So I'll put a picture on the screen now. So say you've set your thing to 500, you look down the viewfinder and you're going to see a little meter on the right hand side as you're looking down. It will have a value. This is if you have a battery inside. You do need a battery inside for the light meter to work. These take N batteries, which are LR1, there's another kind of term used for them. But these take LR1 batteries, so you're going to want to put your battery in there. Have a look down the viewfinder. If we half to press, so just tap that down very lightly, don't take a picture, tap it down lightly halfway, the shutter release button, and look down our viewfinder, you'll see the little needle move inside, and this is going to tell you what your aperture needs to be for the value that you've set on your shutter speed. So we've set it to 500. Obviously in here it's going to be way too dark for me to actually get a value on there. So say we were outside on a sunny day and we had our camera set to 1/500th of a second, which is what we're on now, as I just showed you a second ago. I'd expect the aperture to be around 8, f8. Aperture is also known as f-stops, so it'd be like f8, f16, and so on. So yeah, I'd expect it to be around f8. So we'll set it to f8, and then that's you done. That's you ready to take some photos. thank you guys for watching. I hope it helped at least some of you out. Tried to go in depth without going too in depth, you know, but if I did waffle on a bit too much, please let me know down below. I'm trying to make these videos so I can help you guys out, so I can get more people shooting film, because it's just a cool way of documenting things, and it's cool to see it like picking up popularity again. So yeah, hope it helped you guys. If you could like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see more like it, and yeah, I'll catch you in a bit.